President Duma Boko, Botswana president. For those of you who don't know who President Duma is, he's the president of Botswana for one, and he got elected after Ibrahim Traoré. But he also looks up to Ibrahim Traoré's style of governance, because he said that he want to emulate that exact same governance. But he does not only talk the talk, he actually walks the walk. Whether he put policies in place for his country, for his people, and he followed the same trajectory Ibrahim Traoré is on. Ibrahim Traoré is more proactive and is more dominant, but he's doing his best, and I like the fact that he's actually following the same blueprint that Ibrahim Traoré lays down. By the way, why am I saying this? Well, he gave a speech recently, and I want you guys to take a listen to it. It's a very informative and important speech, but he's not only speaking, he's actually walking the walk. He's not just talking, he's actually doing the work. Take a listen. Boom.
Please take your seats and accept my apologies. It's not me who demands that you stand. Apparently, that's the way things are done. I apologize. But thank you very much for being here today to witness this event. When I travel, I trim down the team. I don't want to take the minister, take her away from her core responsibilities, balloon the size of the delegation unnecessarily. Why? Because when I walk around, somebody must be holding my files and my briefcase and must always be whispering to me because I haven't read and I don't understand. I'm not like that. I advise myself because I've read the documents and I can engage meaningfully with whoever. So I don't need a whole delegation. I can go alone, actually, by the way. I'm enough. By myself. Otherwise, I would not be worthy representative of the bar of Botswana. As an advocate of this, when a foreign jurisdiction wants a legal opinion on any aspect of the law in Botswana, the law itself says you seek the opinion of an advocate in that jurisdiction. If I can render those opinions to foreign countries, I cannot go alone and engage. That would be a terrible vote of no confidence on not just myself, but the legal profession that raised me. So when I travel, I look at the size of, and they know I cut it down.
So let me just stop it there for a minute. So you see, this is what I like about him. When he speak about the delegations, African president, whenever they travel with 50, 60 people. Coincidentally, well not coincidentally, I did a video on the president of Kenya, President Ruto, William Ruto, president of Kenya. The last time he went on a trip, he chartered a private jet, and he brought, he spent almost, what, I forget how much million he spent on that one trip to the US. He brought, I think like 50 people with him, and a few other presidents do the same nonsense, bringing a whole plane load of people to go to a summit where they only need here to speak and maybe 2 other people. So I understand what President Boko is saying, that he doesn't do that. He trimmed down his delegate. He's the main speaker. He's the main delegate for the country because he's the president. So if he have to go and go do a speech, why does he need advisors? Why does he need writers? You study the material, so when you go, you can represent the country. Not you have to be asking who is that, who is this, who is that, and what's that. That's exactly the reason why I like this president ever since he got elected. Because he not only say these things, he put in the work. He actually got Botswana, which have one of the biggest diamond mines in the world, to get more percentages. Because they were getting like, when he elected, he was getting like 10 to 15%. Now they're up to 30% of revenue coming in from the diamond. So he's doing the work, he's putting it in. So, you know what? Let's finish watching the video and then we just tie everything up. Continue listening. Boom.
I need myself. I need somebody who will tell me, these are the meetings, this is the place where the meeting is. Ordinarily, I would do that myself. But they insist you must have somebody chaperoning you. Can't run away from some of these. But other than that, The Minister of International Relations has a lot on his plate. There are crises all over the place. And I have to take him because I'm going to discuss investments in Oman, investments in Ras Al Khaimah, investments in Switzerland. I have to be carrying a whole battalion, and government doesn't work because it will be said, now you're operating away from. No. I am the chief diplomat of this republic. The foremost, most eloquent spokesperson of this republic is its president. And so when I step out there, brother, I step out in the service of this republic. And when I do so, I leave my all there. That's me. That's how we all must be. Every one of us. You don't need to be chaperoned. You don't need to be... No. You must know your stuff. You must read. You must inform yourself. Information is readily available in this day and age. So sometimes it is nice, it is prestigious to have 20 people around you. No. Where we are, you need a very small delegation of people who are absolutely essential. When I went, I had a Geoscience Institute. I had a few. I had Botswana Development Corporation. Absolutely necessary for the conversations that I was going to have there. And from Oman, with the Omani Investment Authority, on the 26th of November, the head of the Omani Investment Authority will be here to do something pretty much like what we are doing. Projects, delivery. Anton Chekhov, don't tell me the moon is shining. Show me some glint of light on broken glass. That's what I'm showing now. Glint of light. Size of delegation, not important. Have you communicated with the Minister of International Relations? Yes. Sometimes I have to communicate with myself only. That's what the Constitution says. The President can act on his own advice. When he does, allow him. The Constitution has given him that power. There's no problem with it. If you have a problem with it, you change the Constitution. I follow it to the letter and its spirit. But I also save the country a lot of money in the process. That's how we do these things. And so, trade, for, international relations, where they are required, you will see them. Where there's no way of excluding them, even if we wanted to trim down the size of the delegation, they will be there. But where we can do without many of these, we will, and save the country some money. That is why I've said, I say it again, that this country will be spectacularly different in 3 years. The first year is gone. We have 2. It's got to happen. One member of parliament was admonishing me today. She says, you are setting timelines that are too tight. You are putting yourself under pressure. Give yourself some more leeway. I said, no, I want to put myself under immense pressure. When your house is burning, you run at breakneck speed. And we are at that point where we should work around the clock. These deadlines mean that we work day and night to deliver. And only after we've delivered would we be entitled to rest and gloat, perhaps, so that we lay a firm foundation for generations that will come after us.
So that's President Duma Boko, for those of you who don't know who he is. And as he said, he's telling his team, now listen to me, we are in a race, like he will give the example of the house burning down. What you're going to do whenever your house caught on fire? You're going to run for the fastest water source to get back to try to out the fire. And this is what he's saying. The country is at that point. So now you cannot kick back and say, you know what? I've been elected for the next 4 years. So for the first 2 years, I'm not gonna just take it easy and then I will put in the work after. No, he said, family, you get elected, you should be putting in the work. And he gave himself difficult task so he can rise to the occasion. Because even some of his advisors telling him, give himself some more room to wiggle room. So no, if the people is feeling the pressure, so does the president of the country must feel the pressure. And this is why I respect him to the level of Ibrahim Traoré's mindset. They have the same mentality. One thing, he gave a speech a while back as well. He said that he cannot put in laws and policies as fast as how Ibrahim Traoré does, because when Ibrahim Traoré speaks, his people listen. He said that when he speaks, they start to question him, which is, I'm not talking about the opposition and stuff like that. So they do not want to see the country better than to get better. They actually want to enrich themselves, some of them, because you have a few against him in Botswana at the moment. So anyway, that's my take on that. So what do you think about this? And also hit me up in the comment section. Let me know what you think about it, and if you also have any topics you want me to talk about or anyone you want me to speak on, just hit me up, send me an email, send me a message. You like me to expound on this specific president or this specific African country. Let me know. As always, tell a friend, like, comment, share, subscribe. Boom.